Hello there, everyone. Zantok here with Slick Star Gaming, and wait, no, shit, it's with Super Cast Brothers. God damn it, I did it again. Fuck me. Hi, this is Super Cast Brothers, the Smash Brothers podcast where we fuck up the intro.
It's not the
So
only thing we're
much.
fucking around here.
It better be. You fucking better.
I think we need to address the elephant in the room.
Is the elephant in the room the fact that that you were gone from the last Smash Dash episode?
It's me, Elephant Mario.
That amiibo is tempting. Honestly, it's
Meet
really
me in
good.
the Bella Bell Park.
Like, I hate that they've gotten more expensive. However, I will compared to especially the very first set of Smash Bros. Amiibo, some of them were all right, but some of them were like really low quality. Link and Marth were not good, but yeah. Elephant Mario looks fucking all the Mario Wonder Amiibo look amazing.
It's like the Smash Brawl Mario CGI reveal. You're like, there's even stitching in his overalls.
We're already off topic, but I guess it's like that's Jonno. Obviously, he's here. I'm Zantok. When was the last amiibo we got that was just like a regular humanoid? Like again, like Marth, because Marth's face was so bad.
Yeah, but it would be the Street Fighter.
Was it the Street? Okay, I need to browse by release date. 2026. Oh, we had Resident Evil amiibo.
What? Oh yeah, there were. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Forgot
about that.
Leon Kennedy and Grace. Okay, yeah, Leon's face Leon, still doesn't look good. I think they have trouble with humanoids, like with human faces. Like anything that's not like just like a human tends to look really good. Oh yeah, there's Pragmata amiibo. Diana looks better. We've still got the awkwardness of like, hey, look, here's a stick being put up the character's backside. Great. Can we just design their pose so that you don't have to do that? Or, do like, there's been some really good examples of ones where like they did a different thing to like make it feel like you don't just have like a stick there. I can't think of what one of the good ones is off the top of my head. But they've done shit like that.
Looking up here to see
look at Jamie. Jamie from Street Fighter. They have like a whole like a swirling green effect going up them because he's doing a handstand. Like that looks really good.
Yeah.
Kimberly, same thing. They've got a purple smoke with her, or pink smoke rather. Like that's how you do it. Stop sticking sticks up people's asses. This has been my
ice climber of the day. Ice.
Yes, the ice climbers one looks really good. The Ridley one.
Yep. The Splatoon ones with ink splatter everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Urbosa. Oh, wait.
I was about to say, like, wait, I thought Urbosa just had a stick.
Yep. Link is even worse.
The yellow stick.
Luckily, there's a billion Link variant amiibos that are much better.
Yeah. Apparently, there's wooden block Mario amiibos. I don't remember seeing that be a thing, but apparently that's a thing.
They're not out yet. They were in Japan only, like kids toy stuff, and then they're being released here, I think, over summer.
This says they were released in February.
In America?
Uh-huh. In Japan was August.
What the hell? I had no idea it was out already.
Yeah. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi.
That's like the My Mario thing, and then there's like an app for it on the Switch, and you play around with Mario's face like in 64, that thing. The things that I'm interested in wasting my money on are numerous and often Nintendo related.
I mean, God. I saw the collector's edition for the Persona 4 remake. Got this big old statue of you and Izanagi. The collection is $250. And it's like, man, it's a little tempting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not so sure, but it is a little tempting.
You've done it. I mean, you have Sephiroth and Cloud.
I have, and they were about that price.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. But that's a topic for another show.
Yeah.
This
Age of
Water, yes, which I don't think that episode where we'll be talking about that will be out by now. Shouldn't.
Oh.
No.
That'll be sometime
Yes.
in the near future.
It's hard to keep things together and know what's being uploaded when again.
Gosh, what about Flexstar Gaming? Tetris 99.
Oh, actually, that episode's being released tomorrow, as a date of this episode being uploaded, where we'll be talking about all the game reveals from not E3. So go check that out.
Yeah. But today is a Smasher Dash. I wasn't here for the last one. You're right.
You weren't.
How calming that must have been for you.
There's no real point, and like if you want to place a vote for who you would pick in the Smash Dashes, you can. There were no ties. If there was a tie, I was going to have you like the tiebreaker though, instead of putting it to the voters.
Yeah.
But in case you need a refresher, Jonno, Lilith from Borderlands beat Basim, the protagonist from Assassin's Creed Mirage, and the Lamb from Cult of the Lamb defeated Dave the Diver.
Interesting. I would probably ultimately agree with that. I don't know Lilith very well, but I'll see him as just another assassin, functionally. There are more interesting picks: Ezio, Edward, yada yada. And then the other matchup: Dave the Diver versus
The Lamb.
Who is it again? The Lamb. Oh yeah, probably go with the Lamb. Even though I have a strange affinity for divers.
I would very I might have with Dave the Diver in that episode. That was close.
Interesting. Still have to check it out. Maybe one day.
I just look at him. I'm just like, you would be very funny to see walking around on like Battlefield or whatever. It's like, I kind of want to see that. But you also missed the rate their chances for that episode. In pre-show, we talked about it, and you provided some scores. So, would you like to mention your scores and like talk about what your reasoning was, or do you want to just say the numbers?
Sure, we can do a quick review. I'm not going to linger too long, but I can give you a little address for each one.
All right. So the first character was Dwight Fairfield, the poster boy survivor from Dead by Daylight. Both Way Out Trail and I gave him a 2%.
Yep, and I also gave him a 2%. And I agreed with your reasoning that it's basically impossible, but it's a little more possible than the Trapper and Dead by Daylight villains.
Yeah. The second character was Commander Shepard, the protagonist from the Mass Effect trilogy. I gave him a 5%, and so did Way Off Trail.
Yep. Then I think I gave it a 12%, just wantonly, just because he exists within. They exist within this nebulous field of a bunch of more serious third-party choices that were from celebrated series, and they're not necessarily standout now because of Andromeda and not being well received, and because 3 was released a pretty decently long time ago at this point. So I gave him a lower score, significantly higher than yours, but still not very high at all.
Yeah. And that updated the average to being 7.33%. The third character was Ursaluna, which was one of the new Pokemon introduced in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and they got a new form with Ursaluna Blood Moon in the Kitakami DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I gave them a 12%. Wheeltrail gave them a 10%.
I can't recall what I gave this character.
You said 12.
Yeah. Okay, I said 12. Yeah, and again, it's more recent Pokemon, points for being from the DLC, and points against it. It's not of much relevance beyond that. Like it doesn't hit the normal recruitment tactics for Pokemon in Smash.
and that updated its average to being 11.33%.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth character was Isaac Clarke, the main character from the Dead Space franchise, which recently got a remake that was well received. I gave him an 8%. Weyocho gave him a 7%.
And I also gave him a 7%.
You gave him a 9%.
I think that might be reversed. I think Way Off gave him a 9 and I gave him a 7. I'm pretty sure I said 7.
No, you have. I wrote it down. You said 9.
You sure? Because I remember the discussion. It's like it feels a little too high to be double digits. Okay, well, 9. 9 is a great number. It's very, very circular. Has a stick that curves.
Well,
yeah,
that
there you
updated
go.
The average to 8%.
Yeah, same reasoning as Commander Shepard, just different character.
Yeah, and then the final character, where we dipped a bit into the gray area of, is this actually possible? Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3, where I gave him an 8% and Weyocho gave him a 12%.
Oh, this is the one I gave a 7.
Yeah, this is where you gave a 7.
Yeah. Like you said, not impossible. Very popular character. Just kind of exists in the nether. Like, who the hell knows?
Yeah. And then that updated his average being 9%. None of them changed too much, 1% difference, couple 2% difference. That was really all it was. But good to have it be all nice and accurate. Make sure that we always get our own opinions out there.
Right.
Well, now we can go ahead and dive into what today's Rate Their Chances character is going to be. These 5 are all ones that you picked out. So if we're starting things off with a character that's kind of more than one character. They're kind of like, there's a bunch of this character and they're different every time.
Yeah.
So how would we handle Anna from Fire Emblem?
Yeah, I tried to. If you see the topic of this episode, you know that we're handling characters that are all from RPGs. Tried to kind of do that with the Rate Their Chances as well, more or less. So, Anna, strategy RPG, Fire Emblem, hurrah! Character that persists throughout basically the entire series. Has history and a lot of different titles. Kind of starting as a save assistant and then becoming playable later on. What a novel idea. I think you kind of can build this conglomerate. Like if Snake can be Big Boss and Solid Snake combined for whatever reason, it's like, this is Smash Snake.
Yeah.
You can have a Smash form of Anna where you're pulling from her background as a merchant, her background as a thief, and then more of like her maybe not her stature from what was it, Three Houses, but her like axe wielding capabilities and throwing that all together. Or was that Engage?
Yeah, Engage was Child Anna. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then just having this like pseudo thief berserker character with theft mechanics. I think that's how I would kind of approach it.
Yeah, I think with Anna, you got to go conglomerate here. Just like, okay, like this is not Awakening Anna. This is not Heroes Anna. This is not any established Anna. This is just yet another Anna. Every game has a different Anna. The Warrior game, the first Fire Emblem Warriors had their own version of Anna. It's just like, okay, this is Anna with a new outfit. Maybe we take like different design elements from each different ones and kind of like just add them in there, make something nice out of it. But you pull from her merchantry, you pull from her thievery, you pull from her trickster class from Awakening.
Right.
Like, this is the character. We're talking more conceptual here, and not like actual oddities or what's actually like possible for her. But this is the character that's like you really go hard on the weapon durability system with. Like, okay, Anna pulls out from her convoy an axe. She can attack with it, but it's going to break, so then she has to pull out a new weapon, and that'll change up some of what she does.
Yeah,
to go that with her, you're going to have something really interesting. Who else?
That'd be really cool.
Who else can you do that mechanic with? Merlinus? Oh wait, actually, you could.
That would be pretty interesting. I would love Merlinus to be in Smash. That's never going to happen.
No.
Anna, I think, has a real shot of being a character in Smash. More so than a lot of characters we've talked about on this podcast and rate their chances. Take that as you will, because we get pretty far out. Yeah, again, I think that her greatest enemy is other possibilities in her series. I think that she's fairly up there in terms of pedigree. Like, she is probably realistically, I would wager that she's probably at least in discussion with each of these games. Like, oh, Anna's a character that persists. We could include her in Smash. The issue being, the inundation of lores from each new game. Fire Emblem and Pokemon have this issue where their respective developers are getting, they're baiting Sakurai on, like, oh, include the new starter Pokemon, include the new Lord, even though they're all sword wielders, yada yada. So that, I mean, at the very least, the main character of Fortune's Weave, if we go that route, is riding a fucking turkey and has a lance, I think. So there's that. That's a lot better than Pepsi Cola Girl.
Yeah, if there's one good thing from the next Smash Bros. Game taking so long after Ultimate, it's that we're not getting Marth as a playable character.
I know, and we all know the Awakening hate. I mean, the Engage hate, whatever, at this point, but it better not persist into Smash. Like, I can be done with it. Marth and the Somniel would be so blasé.
Yeah, the only way to do a Leer and have him be interesting is if he's a summoner character, where he sends Marth to do an attack, he sends Ephraim to do an attack, he sends Sigurd to do an attack.
Yeah, the only way to do a Leer properly in Smash is to make him an assist trophy, and then have Ivy or Yunaka be the playable character.
I wouldn't even have him be an assist trophy, because if he's an assist trophy, then he's going to be limited to just Marth. And it's like, okay, it's just Marth is the assist trophy then, essentially.
Yeah, true.
Ivy would work. Yunaka would work. My pick is Ivy.
Mine too. Or Diamant. You know all the hits.
And Diamant's again just another sword lord.
Yeah, true. What is the name? Or Fox Girl, whatever the fuck her name was. I forget.
Fox
Frail Girl. Or whatever.
What?
Ears. Those ears. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Marin.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that character.
I like Marin. I would not pick her for a Smash though.
Yeah. Or Veil. Yeah, there you go.
Now Veil, yes, Veil is an option.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if we're gonna get Veil, I would rather just have Tiki.
True, and if we're gonna get Yunaka, I would rather get Anna. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
But yeah, I think, besides the Lord of the Moment, like if we were to get Kai, and then say the next Smash Cole's back, and we're able to say, okay, we have Marth and Byleth and Ike and Robin, clear the field.
Yeah.
And then we can entertain, like, oh, we'll have the new Lord, who's cool anyway, and veers from the formula, and then we can also include Anna.
Yeah.
Or we can also include Tiki. I think that's Anna and Tiki's issue. They're very high profile, but they're always going to run secondary to the new Lord.
Yes.
Yeah. But if we get two characters, the chances are decent.
New Lord, or at least somebody from the new game, is borderline a guarantee. Assuming Smash is being worked on right now, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is probably coming out this year, maybe early next year. Well, actually, we might get a date for it before this episode goes up. That's true. There's a strong
we were recording this the day before the Direct.
Yeah.
We were recording this less than 12 hours before the Direct.
Yeah. 11 and a half hours.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's... Are you not thinking about that?
Oh, baby, I got the meat sweats thinking about it.
I don't want to hear those words ever again. But Anna... Anna and Tiki, I think, are the two characters that, after the Lord of the Moment, those are the characters that are going to get looked back at the most, because it's going to be very rare for a character from an older game, besides, again, the most recent one, maybe even the most recent two, that they'll go back to. The only time Fire Emblem has ever gone back to pick up an older game's character was Melee, that added in both Marth and Roy, so that doesn't really count. And also, Marth is the first game, so it really doesn't count. And then Chrom, which was an Echo.
Yeah.
And I guess Lucina would also fall into that same manner because Corrin. So it's two Echoes.
Yeah.
But Anna is what I would call... I kind of hate this term because I hear this term in like a business sense, and I fucking hate it. But it's appropriate. Anna is an evergreen choice. She is always going to be a possible option because she's always going to be in the game. She's always going to have relevance. She's always going to be there. She may not always be the same Anna. She may not always play the same.
Yeah.
But Anna is always here. And I think that raises her stock significantly. That plus the fact that she can be made into a very unique fighter. It's just like, you guys want a character that can use all different weapons? Cool. You guys were happy with what we did with Byleth? Okay. Here's Anna. She's got everything.
Yeah. She's like the Toad of Fire Emblem.
What?
Toad's an evergreen character too that was never included.
Okay, yeah, that's what you mean. I thought there's a different part of that. I was like being able to do every weapon. I was like, Toad's not a weapon specialist. What are you on about? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a good idea of where I want to land with her score, and she's not like in the 80s, but she's definitely in the double digits as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
Because
of the variance factors, I have some thoughts too. So sorry, you go ahead.
No. You got more to say. If we're getting into rankings, go for it.
Oh no. I think that it's a highly variable score, but it's a higher score.
Agreed. If we didn't know about Fortune's Weave, I would put her up higher because I just do not see a Lear happening. And the further and further we get away from Engage, even if we didn't have a new Fire Emblem on the horizon, I would think the odds of just anybody from Engage would just be sinking and sinking. Even characters like Ivy, Yunaka, or like Chimera.
Oh, she'd be cool.
Yeah. A dance. Well, she's not a dancer mechanically, but she's a dancer cutscene wise. She is an acrobatic character, and with her being a lance, that would be so fun.
Yeah. Maybe for the Fire Emblem Smash game with all Fire Emblem characters.
I mean, I made a Fire Emblem roster once before.
Yeah.
I could do it again. This is before Engage, but if I did it with Engage characters, Chimera has a strong shot of being on my roster.
Yeah.
But for Anna, I'm gonna go 44%.
Okay. I'm going to go with my gut and say 50.
All right. That is going to put us at... I had to math that. 47%. Which I think is a pretty good showing. And that solidly puts her at number 3 for the season so far.
Sweet. Congrats, Anna. I do. I think Sakurai's a bro. He's a Fire Emblem fan. He knows what's up. He knows that Engage is not well received comparatively to the rest of the series. He probably sees the character designs in that game and is like, "What the fuck is this?"
I don't think
and if he doesn't,
character designs are necessarily the problem. Some of them aren't great.
Yeah.
But then again, like you do have Diamant, you have Ivy, you have Chimera, Otto.
Yeah. Then you have blonde girl at the beginning whose name I forgot.
Oh, Saline, yeah.
Yeah.
They just need to make it so that her in her model, her hair doesn't float a foot off of her dress. That's all they had to do.
Yep.
God.
On to the next. From
Fire Emblem to Final Fantasy, the protagonist of Final Fantasy VI, Tara Branford.
Mm-hmm.
Tara is, some people will argue, who is the main character of Final Fantasy VI. Typically, they'll argue between either Tara or Selves. Some people will nominate Locke, but I can understand the logic behind Selves. Terra, though, is definitively the main character. She's anytime that they do crossovers and they need a representative from 6, it's Terra.
Yeah.
And Terra,
I personally don't get the main character argument at all. I mean, the game starts with her. You play as her prominently for a while. I mean, she's it.
She's the main character for the first half, but in the second half of the game, when shit goes down, we'll say, Cells becomes the main one that you control, and you have to go reclaim all your party members, which means that all of them except for Cells are technically optional in the finale, including Terra. So that's where the argument is. But
still functionally,
yes,
makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, in Terra, like Final Fantasy VI is still considered to this day one of the best Final Fantasies. People will argue till they're blue in the face about 6 versus 7. It's really just those two. Well, no, and 10. 6, 7, and 10 are like the top 3 overall in the community. Fucking easy.
And 13.
No. You're baiting me. No. But Terra is different among all the other like main characters from Final Fantasy, where she's actually primarily a mage. All the other ones are primarily some form of swordsman or weapon fighter. Daggers in the case of Zidane. Everyone else is sword, unless if you want to look at the Amano art for Cecil, where he's a lance user, and that's how Dissidia decides to interpret him, which is fine. But Terra is mainly magic. She is half Esper, which means she's like the summon creature. She's half one of them. Associated with fire, she's got meltdown, several other powerful spells. But then her limit break is still just magical sword slash. It's just like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But Terra, the problem with Terra is anytime there's a Final Fantasy character getting crossover into something else, with the sole exception, and even this, I don't know if this is an exception, truly, the sole exception of Cloud being brought into Smash 4, it's always shows them for the most recent mainline game. Now, if you want to say Cloud is representing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then Sephiroth is representing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Tifa in Street Fighter VI is representing Final Fantasy VII Revelations. Holy shit, that reveal.
And Big Chocobo is representing Revelations in Smash.
Yeah, absolutely sure. Clive getting the Tekken, he was the most recent character at the time. Noctis getting into the previous Tekken, the most recent character at the time. Rumor was that Square was trying to push Lightning for PlayStation All-Stars when the developers were wanting Cloud, and they were told, no, we don't want Lightning, so that didn't happen. And then, I don't remember what game it was for, but I read recently that apparently at one point, it was Soul Calibur 2. Supposedly, Soul Calibur 2 for the PlayStation version, because each of the 3 versions had a different guest character, Link for GameCube and Spawn for Xbox. Supposedly, the PlayStation version, they were trying to get Cloud, but Square was like, no, Final Fantasy X is the newest game. You can have Tidus or nothing. And so they decided to just port in Heihachi instead. Now, this is unconfirmed, but it would not surprise me.
Huge in Soul Calibur 2, my god.
Yeah. And if this is all true, that means Terra getting into the next Smash is extremely unlikely. Anybody that's not the newest character, or from a game that's being completely remade, like Final Fantasy VII, is pretty unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say. Like, I think there could be exception for something like the Warrior of Light, or the Final Fantasy XIV character, because that's the game that's always going to be the newest shit. It's hard to say with Terra.
Yeah, I think the thing that she has going for her that is unique to Nintendo is being representative of the Nintendo classic era of Final Fantasy.
True.
Final Fantasy VI is in contention between 7 and 10, often within the Final Fantasy fan community, for being the best installment, then ergo it is the best Nintendo installment.
Plus, until Final Fantasy VII Revelations, Final Fantasy VI, I found this out, I realized this recently because somebody else posted about it. Final Fantasy VI was the last mainline Final Fantasy game to, on initial release on a Nintendo console. The last time it happened.
Great. Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, yeah, we've had, like, some spin-off games. That was, like, Crystal Chronicles, or, like, the GBA remakes of the older games. Doesn't really count for the statistic, because that's not a new release of a mainline title.
Mm-hmm. So that's what she has going for her. But I agree. I mean, there's a lot of red tape with Square. That's just how it is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. The other character that if Smash were in development now, which I think it is,
yeah,
the character they're going to end up pushing, if they get to push for something for Final Fantasy, will be like Tifa. Yeah, we all kind of know it at this point.
Nope. Tifa won't happen. I can tell you why. I can tell you why Tifa won't happen. Hamaguchi talked about it. He said that multiple companies had approached him about putting Tifa in their games. And the way he said it, because like we all knew, all the Tekken fans were like, "Give us Tifa," and I think they talked to them because they got Clive, so they probably did talk to them about Tifa. It's like, "Hey, how about Tifa?" And I was like, "You can't have Tifa, but you can have Clive." Hamaguchi said that multiple companies tried to get Tifa, but they chose Capcom. Specifically chose Capcom. So Tifa's not getting to Smash. No chance.
Okay, how about Big Chocobo?
Only if it's the Final Fantasy 3 version where they serve as a bank for your extra items.
Okay, perfect. Chocobo, total sidebar, Chocobo and Moogle are exempt
It would
from
be
this. They're
so fun. Yeah, that's true. Chocobo and Moogle would be exempt from that as well.
Mm-hmm. Aerith, maybe. Throw her in. What a wild card.
Well, I mean, Aerith, again, Final 7 Revelations is technically going to be the newest mainline game.
Yep.
Put her in or put Zack in. Honestly, Zack as an Echo makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And doesn't at the same time. It's weird like that.
Smash does a lot of fuckery like that, though. Like Dark Samus.
Yeah. The Belmonts are echoes of each other. No, they're not. You're just saying that because you don't want to say whether Simon or Richter is the main character. Yet you added the Echo Fighter symbol to Richter. Therefore,
that makes sense to me. Simon came first. Done.
All right, Terra. Ranking for Terra. What are we thinking? I do think it's double digits. I think it's lower than Anna.
Much lower, honestly. I mean, I was thinking like 15%.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, there you go.
15 it is. Final Fantasy 15%. I would give her higher odds over Noctis.
Yeah, me too.
Next up, another JRPG protagonist, but this one can't feel anything. And I don't mean emotionally. I mean, he literally doesn't feel pain. It's part of his story. Alphen from Tales of Arise. He's got a gigantic sword made of molten fire, and anybody else could not pick it up, but he does not feel the pain because something with his body. I don't remember what the detail is, but this dude,
reasons.
And then when the fight's over, it's like, you fucked up Candy. It's like, yeah, I know, but you can heal it, right? He's like, yes, but that's not the point.
It marked a turn for Tales.
Yeah.
Arise. In good ways and bad ways. There were gosh, what was the controversy surrounding that?
Previous Tales games were like a huge big draw to Tales games were that you had co-op with them. So two people could control two different characters and play together. Only player one would have control of the map and everything, but in combat you can do up to 4 people. Tales of Arise, nope, no more co-op. We're single player only. It's like, oh, and people were not happy. We don't have a new Tales game yet after Arise, so we don't know what that's going to change. But the Tales series does like to change up the formula every little bit with each game, kind of like how Final Fantasy looks to change things up every time. They'll constantly have different directors. So it remains to be seen what will happen with the next game.
Right. So I mean, the question ultimately is: Arise is the most recent new game. They've remade, I think, what Graces since.
Graces is the most recent remake, and I think they've had a couple other remasters, remakes since Arise. I believe they've been on a bit of a kick of remaking the Tales series, which I think is good. When you have games that are that old and like not available on modern consoles, give them a touch up the
Like
graphics,
Godzilla
give
to
some
Zero
quality of life
Monsters.
upgrades. You don't gotta like completely rebuild everything. You don't gotta pull a Final Fantasy VII, but
Right.
update the graphics, fix some of the old systems that were not so great, release it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I just a minute here. Let me pull this up. But yeah, in my mind, I think as far as Smash is concerned, it's again, it's like the Fire Emblem or Pokemon thing. You're approaching it from, is it the new character or is it the kind of like legacy character?
Yeah,
My computer is freezing up.
but
Jesus
third-party
Christ.
characters have always either been the first character, the most recent character, or the most iconic.
Yeah. So in my mind, it's like Alphen versus Lloyd versus Yuri. So
And
what
Luke.
direction are we going? Yeah. And who?
The first game's character, Luke. I think that was the first game.
Yeah. What a
Oh nope,
what a
that's wrong. Who was the first Tales game? Who was the first protagonist? Oh, Cress. That's who it was. Cress Albane.
what a curveball that would be.
He
I feel
looks like he
people
looks
would.
like a stereotypical anime protagonist from the '90s. That's his art
Of
style.
course he does. Of course he does. We love you, Adol Kristen. Um, yeah,
1995.
so that's kind of the rub. Namco, again, like close relationship with Nintendo, co-developed the last couple Smash games, probably coming on again, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, we got Pac-Man, we have Kazuya. Tails feels like the next logical step.
Yeah,
Either that or Soul Calibur. So if we go the Tails route, it's who's that character going to be?
I would
And so you're comparing
definitely
like these three.
put Tails over Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur has it's not a dead franchise, but it's not super active. And with Harada being gone from Namco, there's really nobody that, as far as I'm aware, that has an interest in keeping Soul Calibur alive.
Mm. So
Tekken
no
also,
app.
who knows what's gonna happen there? Because
Yeah.
also like the main like game director or battle guy or whatever his sort of job was, who had been at who
Strong.
had been at Namco for 20 years, he just recently left them in the last month. It's like Jesus, what's
Very,
happening over there?
very, very, very curious.
Yeah.
Could be a number of things. So
Hmm.
we'll see how that kind of unfurls. Like, but
But
let's see. In the meantime,
I do feel like if we get another Namco character, it's either going to be a Tails character, or it could be like another legacy arcade character, like Pac-Man.
Mappy.
Dig Dug.
Yeah. Mr. Driller. Exevious. Alien from Galaga. Anyway. The Ghosts. The Ghosts. Why not? They're in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Boom.
True.
Anyway.
So is
That would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, I agree. Tails is still active. They're constantly massaging the series, making remakes. I'm sure there's a new title on the way. Like it's something that they're still currently invested in, and something that Smash fans are invested in and kind of keep talking about when it comes to the Namco discussion. Agumon is also in consideration.
True.
Optimus Prime.
No.
Anyway.
But as for Alvin and his chances,
Yeah.
I would put him higher than Cress.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think he'd be picked over either Lloyd or Yuri, though. I think, like we talked about this before, Smash fans as a general whole are convinced it needs to be Lloyd. Because one, Sakurai did say it would probably be Lloyd at one point. Lloyd is one that has had the costumes, and Tales of Symphonia was a big GameCube title.
Yeah.
I think Yuri is better choice, but that's just me. Lloyd does have dual wielding, so that does help out Lloyd. After playing his game, he annoyed the ever-living piss out of me, and I don't like him. I'm so anti-Lloyd. I'm sorry. He's an annoying character.
I agree. And I mean, solely, Arise is also not on Nintendo consoles.
Is it not?
Pretty sure it was never ported to Switch.
I mean, I believe you, but I do need to check. It is on Switch 2 just recently.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Well, technically, his chances
in
have gone
Japan.
Oh. Well, I'm sure it's probably coming to the West. I mean, why wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's weird that it's only in Japan so far. But Tales does have like staggered releases like that. Well, not really. I don't know.
Because it already has an English port, though, it's interesting that they, whatever, you know. Okay, I mean, that mildly helps his chances in my eyes, although I do think that Yuri and Lloyd are still higher profile.
It might be out everywhere. Just the Tales Wiki says Japanese, but like regular Wikipedia says all consoles. So I don't know.
Interesting. I'll check the eShop later.
Good call.
I don't know. It's lower. It's like, I don't know, like 17%.
Jeff checks. Yeah, the Switch 2 version is available. It is digital only.
Okay.
Beyond the Dawn edition, which comes with the DLC. What percent did you say for Alvin? 17?
Like, yeah.
I was thinking no more than 20.
Mm-hmm.
But 15 also felt too low. Honestly, I think 17 actually kind of does sound about right now that I think about it.
Because 20 feels like maybe
too much.
Yeah, like considering him and the series as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have a character that just came out. They are brand new to the gaming scene. Jonno, you're going to have to take the lead here because I do not know too much about Mina the Hollower.
Mina the Hollower. And wouldn't you know that I still haven't started playing the game?
God damn it. You picked this character. You said, oh yeah, I'm going to be playing Mina the Hollower tonight 2 fucking weeks ago.
You know how it is. Well, it's again like the general thing. It's a much hyped indie game from Yacht Club Games, Studio of Shovel Knight, top down Zelda-like, apparently Souls-like game with a million different options, like how you can configure it to your playstyle and difficulty level, etc. I'm excited to play it eventually. But you play as Mina, who is a mouse, and they fight primarily with a whip, and they are an inventor. So they create a number of different technologies for a group called Spark Technology, and they are a Hollower, which is a guild member who is dedicated to this guild that like studies the earth. So they're like an archaeologist. And so you start out with a whip. You also have dual daggers and apparently a hammer that you can use to attack in like all 4 directions, I guess, at the same time. From what I'm reading here, she has a technique called hollowing, which lets her burrow underground and like jump, have momentum to jump onto new platforms, and also like to avoid enemies. And she spends currency called bones to raise her combat stats and equip different trinkets and potions and whatnot. So yeah, without getting into it, there are a number of different types of like sidearm, like extra weapons as well. But her primary thing is Zelda-like whip, 2 daggers and a hammer, and this hollowing digging ability. So pretty like interesting. That would be an interesting
new playstyle for Smash, I think. Potential moveset capabilities, but as far as rate their chances go, we're in the mishmash of indie world.
Not only that, but
Mm-hmm.
if we are correct in the fact that the next Smash Bros. Game is being developed right now, the character roster would have already been determined probably shortly after Kirby Air Riders completed development, possibly before it even released. And Mina would not have been out by then. I don't think Sakurai, like we've had characters that Sakurai picked while the game was still in development. I don't think Mina in her game would be one of those.
Right. DLC, perhaps.
DLC is possible. That is a fair point.
It is. Speaking of stats, it is pretty impressive. I mean, Yacht Club. There's a lot of ado about Yacht Clubs, pushing this game and saying, that needs to sell. It needs to sell, or we're going to go under. Frankly, that was kind of their big egregious marketing push for this game. It sold 300,000 copies in the first week. It's now sold
500,000 now.
Yeah. As of the week we're recording this thing, so the momentum is going in a very Shovel Knight way, so Yacht Club is now proven.
They released it for cheap.
Shovel Knight brand. What was that?
They released it for cheap. Is it just like $30?
$20. Yeah.
$20, even better.
Yeah. So this is a character who, again, going back to that term, this is a character who will become evergreen in the indie scene. Maybe not as saturated as Shovel Knight has become and a few other characters, Shantae, but one that will persist, I'm sure, over the many years. So who will become a part of this greater discussion? It's like, who will be the indie character that breaks the mold and gets involved in Smash? I do think that it's now or potentially never for having an indie character in. I don't think there will be a deluge. We're gonna get one.
Yeah.
We're gonna get 1 to 2. Possibly as DLC, maybe one in base game, one as DLC. Or maybe just one, period. Or none. It's not going to be 5+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see the only way that we get 2 is if at least one of them is DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not so confident on them being base roster anyways.
Mm-hmm.
In Mina,
if it's...
Yeah. I feel like they will do Shovel Knight. They don't play the same at all. They don't really fill the same niche besides both indies. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Shovel Knight is infinitely more likely than Mina. With Mina being newer, untested, Shovel Knight has a lot of popularity and has appeared in other things. He is an assist trophy already in Smash, which was a huge shock.
Which was also base game assist trophy. It wasn't like a...
Well, we've never had a DLC assist trophy.
No, but just to make the point that indie and base game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I agree that if there's a base game indie, it would be of the pedigree of Shovel Knight. It would be Shovel Knight or Shantae or Sans. Something like that.
Or it could be quote. There's another one that we used to talk about, but I completely forgot who they are.
Commander Video.
No. Definitely not Commander Video. As far as rate exchange is concerned, I won't give her a 1%, but I am going to only go up to 2%, and that X percent is only because of DLC possibility. I just think she's too new. Oh, Zagreus is another one that's possible up there.
Yeah, there you go.
And the Knight from Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mina,
I'm gonna go.
I don't...
Yeah. I'm going to go much higher, and that doesn't mean a lot. 10%.
Oh, that is a jump.
Yep.
God damn, okay. I do not agree, but I'll allow it.
Faith in the IP. I think that we'll be talking about it in a way similar to Shovel Knight in half a year.
I'm not taking that bet, but we'll fucking see.
Yep.
Next up, in our last Smash Us character of the day, Chrono from Chrono Cross, another Square Enix character from Chrono Trigger. Did I say from Chrono Cross? I meant Chrono Trigger. Chrono is the main character of Chrono Trigger. He is a swordsman. I don't remember what his main element is in the game. Because the magic using characters all have like an element that are associated with them. I don't remember what his is. It might just be the basic fire, or maybe it's like earth or something. Actually, I have his wiki page open. Maybe it'll say it real quick. Light. Okay, so electric things, because it's not because light classically it's not like light. It's lightning. So electricity is his thing, and a wind move for some reason. But I think it might just be like, hey, you just swing your sword and you create like a sonic boom. That kind of wind move.
Like Guile.
Yeah, actually, kind of like Guile. Or really any anime swordsman. Really.
Yeah.
But Chrono Trigger is, I would say, because Smash so far has Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts represented. The Chrono franchise is one of two from Square Enix that I would say is the next biggest that aren't in Smash. It's Chrono Trigger, or Chrono, and Nier. Those are the two, and honestly, both are possible. Once upon a time, Tomb Raider would be in this basket, but Square sold off Tomb Raider, so that's no longer a possibility in this discussion.
Amazon. The world ends with you.
Oh, Tui is possible, but I would not predict Tui over either Chrono or Nier.
Yep. I agree. I mean, Chrono Trigger has the pedigree of being one of the most celebrated RPGs ever. Almost 30 years on, and incredible, even without considering Cross or any of the remakes, just an incredible singularity, a legacy unto itself in a way that few games are. This is in the same discussion, the same realm as Final Fantasy VII, as Kingdom Hearts 2, as Ocarina of Time, that level of game is what Chrono represents. And it was on the Super Nintendo and later the DS. So, yeah, I think that even if we weren't going to get any sort of port or remake or collection, released onto the Switch at this point, which I think it's pretty likely that we'll get it eventually. I mean, Chrono Trigger's on the freaking iPhone at this point. Still, it's because of the tale that has been told. It's like when you talk about the greatest books of all time. It's Lord of the Rings would be a part of that discussion in the same way Chrono Trigger would be a part of the gaming discussion. That's the level of game that is, and I think that means a lot for Nintendo. I mean, that's why Banjo-Kazooie is in, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Ryu. It's that.
Yeah.
It's that sort of element.
It's one of the best classic RPGs. I never got to finish it, unfortunately. I got lost at one point, and even utilizing a guide, I could not figure out where the fuck I was. It's like, well, I guess we're done. Someday I want to go back to it and try playing it again. But it's just a thing that happens. That game, there's a lot of places you can go. It's not an open world, but it is very open at a certain point.
Yeah. Time traveling man.
Mm-hmm. Several different time periods you can go to. And your party member is... Your part. I kind of wish the party was like a little bit more varied. Well, no, I mean, I think it's as varied as it can with the time periods. Now that I really think, but I think it's fine. Now that I'm saying that.
Yeah. Live Alive too. It's another. But anywho, kind of curious about my number on this one because I'm floating pretty decently high into the double digits, but I'm having trouble figuring out where to land.
I wouldn't say I'm decently high. I have like a 15% waver between two different numbers. I just don't know like where I'm gonna fall in a certain range. But the part of the problem with Chrono is like, okay, Square Enix itself is just a problem. They're a problem. This is just a fact. That said, we have a new. I think we have the. I think we've had the CEO change after Ultimate, so it's possible things could lighten up. And maybe part of the problem before was just Final Fantasy specifically. We don't know if Dragon Quest really gave us problems. besides the music. But that guy's dead now. So we may not have that fight over the Dragon Quest music anymore. Sora, we found out the problem wasn't Disney, the problem was Nomura, which honestly is both surprising and not at all. Yep. So maybe Chrono, maybe there won't be an issue of getting a Chrono Trigger character. I don't know. It's Square Enix is hard to say. Like I honestly think Nier would be easier for Square Enix to just be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, do it. Yoko Taro might be like, but everything Nier is canon to Nier. How do I make them canon if they're appearing in Smash? He's gonna come up with some bullshit prequel comic or whatever the hell.
Yep.
They made a fucking like a scene that played, or like a radio drama or something that got read at a music concert be canon. Guys.
Better than the Final Fantasy X radio drama being canon.
We don't talk about that. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Okay? There is no war in Ba Sing Se. No.
Jet, no. And the new freaking to get Sora back in the next Smash, we're gonna why does Mario have 18 belts? Anyway.
Listen, I would love Mario in Kingdom Hearts. Give me the Mushroom Kingdom as a world, please. I'd love it. Yeah. If we're gonna phase out Kingdom Hearts, let's bring in Mario.
Yeah, let's do it. It's on Sony. Let's put in Kratos.
What?
And
the Chaos Blades would be the keychain.
Yeah. We got Frank the Cube now. We can do anything.
Okay, so Chrono. You said that you were looking at a higher number for Chrono. What are you thinking?
Well, yeah, I can oscillate between like a 15% barrier too. Like between like 25 and 40. I'm thinking.
Okay, I thought you meant when you said you're doing a high number. I thought you were talking about like higher than that. I thought you were talking about like the 60s, 70s.
No, and I think that's just because of the saturation. You know, the Square can go in a number of different directions, but I think that there's a pedigree here. I think that it's very special to Nintendo, and that there would be special consideration for Chrono. I think there probably has been in the past too.
Yeah,
but yeah, I can't say more than 40. I think 40 might be a little high, but I think 25 is a little low. So like 30% maybe would be my.
I was thinking somewhere between 20 and 35%. So we're in a similar wavelength here. Which exact number? I do think like I was kind of thinking 20. 20 feels too low. 25 maybe. 35 is too high. 25 somewhere between 25 and 30. You're saying 30%. I think I will stick with 25% for my own. And that'll bring us to 27.5 for the average, which does still bring Chrono into the top 10 for this season. Ironically, kicks out Yuri Lowell.
Yeah.
Both Yuri and Chibi-Robo has been kicked out of the top 10 so far this season for Chrono and Anna.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm just updating my chart for that now, which maybe I should worry about that later. You know what? Sure, I'll just worry about it later. I'm going to deal with it right now. And that's it. That's our Rate the Chances for this episode, which means we can finally move on to what the episode is named for, Smasher Dash. So, the theme for this episode, as you can tell from the title, is we're looking at two JRPG franchises, two third-party JRPG franchises that are already in Smash, and looking at, okay, what if they got a second character? Who could they potentially be? And these are franchises that are honestly kind of difficult to talk about with that. First of all, two Dragon Quest characters. Dragon Quest is currently represented by the hero. So it's a combination of all of the main characters from all the Dragon Quest games. So it's like, okay, you kind of have to pick a party member from one of the games because you can't pick another hero. That's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked at the characters. We kind of picked out who they could be, and we settled on discussing Bianca from Dragon Quest V versus Sylvando from Dragon Quest 12. I'm sorry, 11. 12's not out yet.
Yeah.
But it did just get recently re-revealed and restarted. So these two Dragon Quest characters, Bianca is the hero's childhood friend in Dragon Quest V, and in Dragon Quest V, it's the subtitle is Hand of the Heavenly Bride, and you get multiple romance options to choose from. As this game also goes through multiple time skips, and which is kind of interesting. That's not really something that you see a lot in games, especially when it's like not just like, oh yeah, it's a year times. No, it's a time skip. As we're advancing through the hero's life, which is shown really well in the Netflix movie, which is a bit different from the game, but it shows that off pretty well. Dragon Quest V is one of the more popular Dragon Quests. It is well loved. Bianca, I believe, is like the most popular from the game, not just party member wise, but also just romance character wise. And as for like what she can do, back then there's not like a lot of difference. We don't have a lot of deals. Like more recent Dragon Quest games have like skill trees and a lot of different things that you can pull from each character. Older games, less so. But we'll get on that in a bit. Then her opponent is Sylvando. Sylvando is the wiki uses the word flamboyant. I'm gonna go with that word. Sylvando is a flamboyant traveling performer, and boy is he! And he's great. I thought I was gonna be annoyed by him at first because I haven't beaten 11, but like I have gotten past his introduction. I've gotten past the point of getting Jade and Rab, and I got to the point where that's kind of hinted, and it's hinted to the point where it's like they just haven't confirmed it yet, but it's pretty clear. It's like, okay, yeah, Sylvando is some form of like royalty. He's not like a prince or anything, but he's like the son of a noble or something. And he's just like, I don't want to go home. Fuck all that noise. I don't want any of that bullshit. Respect.
Right.
And Sylvando, playable character-wise, he is considered a minstrel class. Daggers, whips, some musical stuff, some flirty stuff. You first meet him. I don't remember exactly what the situation is, but like you enter like there's some kind of contest, and Sylvando helps you out. He's like, you seem interesting. I think I'm going to join you because I think this is going to be fun, and I would desire to see the world, and I think with you I'll get to.
Yeah.
So we have a battle of a classic Dragon Quest character and a modern Dragon Quest character, both very popular, with with different abilities compared to each other.
Yeah,
quite clearly.
Yeah. Very often discussed, very well loved. Bianca for a long while. Sylvando more recent, but made a big impact. I think about the party members from 11, and I think he was, definitely the choice to go with here. So interesting. I think you're also finding this divide between older Dragon Quest and newer Dragon Quest, and Bianca, I think, kind of more on the tin, less outgoing of an inclusion than Sylvando would be, but not necessarily for a bad thing. It'd be more classical JRPG, covering more of like magic and staves compared to the hero necessarily. Another female representation, well-loved game. There's stuff going for her there. And then I see this other gentleman who is a dancing seal from the circus turned into a human, basically, essentially. Very acrobatic, different like dance-oriented moves you can include. Very, very, very different type of inclusion for Smash.
Definitely. So, looking at the two of their abilities here, Bianca, as far as I can tell, because her wiki does not really give too much on like what equipment she can use, but she does learn a good amount of spells. So, a safe bet that she's probably a spellcaster for your party, or at least a spellcaster option. She gets like the fire series of spells like Frizz, Sizz, Sizzle, Frizzle, Cussizzle, Cuffrizzle. She's also got well, she's got Dazzle. The spell names in Dragon Quest are funny to me. She's also got Dazzle, Kasap, Snooze, Oomph, Safe Passage, Bounce, and Thwack. Thwack.
Yeah.
But then also on top of that, Bianca was one of the 12 characters chosen, or I'm sorry, 13 characters chosen for the first Dragon Quest Heroes game. And in order to make her stand out against the other characters, they gave her a bow. So she's primarily a bow wielder in that game. And then she also has access to the Frizz spell and Snooze.
Yeah.
And then she can also summon... Oh, I forgot about this. She got a pet. Bianca has a pet. A saber cat named Percy. So that's something you can do with her as well. And then, you know how we talked about how Dragon Quest 12 just got re-revealed? Dragon Quest 12 wasn't the only reveal that Dragon Quest gave us recently. A new Dragon Quest Monsters game with young Bianca as the protagonist.
Oh, that's cool.
Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 now are all connected to the Dragon Quest Monsters series, where one of the characters in their younger days is the protagonist. I can't remember his name from 4. Oh. Terry. Terry,
Bogart.
one of the protagonists from Dragon Quest 4, is the protagonist of the first Dragon Quest Monsters game. And then his sister is actually the protagonist of the second game. Dragon Quest, I don't remember what it was called, but the most recent one, besides the one that just got announced, actually has the villain from Dragon Quest 6 as the protagonist, which is very interesting. Or I don't know if he's like the villain or just like an antagonist. That's important. Yeah. And now Dragon Quest 5 is connected to Dragon Quest Monsters, which is great. So Bianca is technically would be representing the newest Dragon Quest game, and is a summoner potential. Yeah, she's got magic, she's got bows, she's got her saber cat, and then she could summon other monsters. There's a lot going on there. Sylvando, if I can find what all his abilities are, I might have to pull up a guide, because his wiki page doesn't have them. What the fuck?
He has what? His primary weapon is like a fencing, like a rapier.
In his artwork, he's primarily associated with the rapier. I've been using him with I've been using with the whip. Yeah. He can also do knives and it might just be those 3 things. I
would also use Sylvando with a whip.
I'm sure you would, you freaky freak. You know what you are.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see character skill guide. Here we go. Sylvando. In Dragon Quest 11, each character has. It's not necessarily like multiple skill trees. It's more like they have like a big skill map. You can just like go down different starting points, but then they can kind of like loop around. And the further away you get from the center, the more points they all cost. Yeah. I need water.
Okay.
Talking a lot. Sylvando has a lot of different things. Naturally. His 4... Oh... Wait, what? Oh, I forgot about Sylvando can also learn magic via level up. So beyond just his skill path. So via level up, he can learn skills like reheal, accelerate, decelerate, acceleraddle, agility, playing around with agility, cock-a-doodle-doo, that wakes up your allies from being put to sleep, oomph, decelerate, whoosh, wind magic, tingle, mid heal, which is regen stuff, swoosh, oompful, and more heal. And then his 4 like skill paths are considered swords, knives, whips, and litheness. For each character, they basically have like one skill path that is based on like each of the different weapons, so you can get skills that you can skills that they can use only when equipped with those weapons, and then
Yeah.
their magic track.
Okay.
So for swords, you've got Flame Slash, Sword Stance that increases its odds to do parries, Dragon Slash, extra damage to dragons, Metal Slash, extra damage to metal enemies, specifically metal slimes, and Miracle Slash, which can heal him after he hits the opponents. For knives, he has Sleeper Hit, can put enemies to sleep. Purse Cutter, if they're afflicted by sleep or confusion, more damage. Cobra Strike, poisons. Victimizer, more damage if they're poisoned or paralyzed. Sudden Death, double light damage, 20% chance to instant kill. Then there is his whip skills. Hypno Whip can confuse the entire enemy party. Star Strike, blind the enemies. Lashings of Love, more damage to humanoids. Trammel Lash, can paralyze. Hit the Hay, can put enemies to sleep. Worm Whip, you would think that means extra damage to dragons. No, it's just 3 hits of 0.6 times damage, which is more total than a one single hit would be. And then Lash Batter, extra damage to all enemies and a chance to apply Beguilement, which I don't know what that effect is. And then his last track is Liveness. Hot Lick, basically he breathes out fire on the enemies. Sobering Slap, the big funny fan attack in Persona 5 where you wake up your party members from a status effect? It's that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Nice.
wake the fuck up. Tap Dance
doubles
his evasion.
Yeah.
Tap Dance doubles his evasion for 2 turns. Pied Piper can beguile an enemy. And then Have a Ball. Deal 6 hits of half damage to random enemies. 10% chance to confuse. So, multiple weapons options, some elemental stuff, and then just some weird. Personally, if I'm making a Sylvando moveset, I'd probably just go with the rapier. Probably the rapier because that's what his art gives him. But then I'm going hard on the liveness track because that's where Sylvando is unique.
Absolutely, I agree. Some of those skills, especially in like the whip, I guess, you can translate that into it's a general beguilement move, tap dancing, this and that. Having a hypnotic or status affecting dance types, I think, would be what sets him apart. And I guess Bianca and Sylvando both could be capable, like kind of like Pocket has become like an Animal Crossing thing for the characters.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like probably both critical hit and having the different, like the spell selection menu,
command menu,
would probably be something they can both take advantage of because there's just so many things that they both do spell wise. So consider that their down B, I guess. That's yep. And then they have a different soiree. So what sets them apart, I think, bigly, is you're looking at weird shit and Sabercat.
Yeah, Sabercat in potential summoning and bow versus potentially other weapons, but probably rapier, and then liveness / general acrobatic performer circus act type of character.
Yeah. I could see them, using the daggers and whip probably in smash attacks or something. The whip especially. But yeah, I agree. I think something else that makes Bianca attractive outside of all this, that I don't know if it would be considered, anything can be, is 5 is not represented yet by Hero.
Yeah. It's
1.
It's
you got
3, 4,
8, and 11.
Yeah, 3, 4, 8, and 11.
Mm-hmm. And Luminary is the current character on the 10, so technically 11 is more prominent than the rest, and Sylvando's another 11 character. So that's, a minor dash against him, but a dash nonetheless. I hope that changes. 11's not going to be the most evergreen forever. They can just make it Erdrick. That seems to make the most sense.
I think they would either change it. If assuming Hero is in the next match for this game, if he stays as the Luminary, then he's going to always be the Luminary as the primary. What you do it twice, that's what it's going to be forever. I think.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have they have 3 options. Just like, okay, just commit to it. Go to Erdrick because he's like the character, Or every time he just is whatever's going to be the newest, most recent hero.
Hero from 12. Yep.
Heck, maybe the next Smash would be instead of 4, 8, or instead of 3, 4, 8, and 11. Maybe it'll be. I think keep 3 forever because Erdrick. Maybe instead it'll be 3, 6,
9 and 12. What
I'm thinking of their character designs. What is? I don't remember what 6's looks like. I want to say 7 because I like 7, but his character design, he's a short guy, and it's not gonna fit as well against the other ones model wise.
Maybe they go the Koopalings route and they give you a different hero per alt this time. 8 of them.
I mean, honestly, that's what I would like. Oh, yeah, Hero 6 would work. Hero from 6 would work. Hero from 9 is kind of boring, but that's fine. If we're not going to have Luminary anymore, we can trade one boring design for another. Yeah, I fucking said it. Yeah, the hero from 9, at least the male hero, it's just like, this just looks like Arya Stark. Just literally Arya Stark. Where's the crazy hair?
Yeah.
The female hero is actually a lot more interesting because they've got angel wings and a halo. Why the male hero looks not that, I don't know. I think it's because it's a creative character. Because you can design them however you want. Oh, there is actually artwork of the male hero with the halo as well. But it's in the wings. But they still look like Arya Stark. The female hero kind of looks like the 11 hero, but the hair is pink.
Oh.
Same hairstyle.
But...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would do.
And then I in my mind now these characters are fairly evenly matched. We're dealing with some ideation. We're like, oh, you could give Bianca summoning, but we don't know for sure if she will be a summoner.
Yeah.
You could do X, Y, and Z with Sylvando.
I think at minimum she would have the Saber Cat. I feel pretty confident in that. Would she be summoning other monsters? Honestly, probably not. But Saber Cat for sure.
I mean,
some magic, some bow.
Big.
Oh yeah.
Plus, yeah. That and Dragon Quest V is a world we haven't explored yet. Dragon Quest XI, you also already have the Yggdrasil stage.
Yep.
So again, Sylvando could bring something else. It would be a different flavor. But I think that's the big one going against him. And to be fair too and even about it, going into this and even kind of now as I'm totally picking Sylvando. He's a freak. He brings Waluigi-esque energy to the table that I resonate with. And there's a lot there that speaks to me in that sense. And he's a popular character. There's a reason he's here.
I don't think I'd call him a Waluigi. He is definitely flamboyant and would move in a very unique manner. But he's not a ha Waluigi.
Well, he's not evil. He's not diabolic.
I haven't finished the game yet. Who knows?
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And little kissy, little flirty, little dancy. Guy.
Okay, stop.
And besides, that's just how I describe myself. But Sylvando, another level.
Wait. Saber the he's also called Saber instead of just Percy. Apparently Saber is the default name, but in other games that have Bianca, they give him the name of Percy. Okay. And apparently it's it's a full-blown party member.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
So
that means I don't know if there's a list of what their skills are. I'm not seeing it on the wiki page. But we don't have any character that has a pet besides Pokemon Trainer, and that doesn't count. And I guess Olimar. But
I would name my Saber Cat Alpha after the robot from Power Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of these would be good. Both of these would bring some new stuff. But I would be okay with either one because Dragon Quest, it has to be another party member. You can't do a second hero. It just doesn't. Not gonna work.
Thank God.
It's either a party member or it's a villain. And honestly, most of the Dragon Quest main villains are kind of just these big monster dudes.
Yeah.
Big monster dude spellcasters. I mean, you could do something like Sorrow, who is the antagonist from 6, who is also in Dragon Quest Monsters. But
yeah, you can do Dragon Lord, and he's in Fortune Street.
He's in Fortune Street. And like there are other characters like villainous, but not complete monsters.
Yeah, and then there's Slime.
Then there's yeah. Thankfully, this is not worth their chances because that would be a problem and a half. Like, oh god.
Oh, don't give me ideas for next time. But yeah, I agree. I do. I mean, I think I'm pretty firm with my stance after thinking about these characters and talking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to go for it?
Sure.
Okay. I didn't go into this thinking I'd vote for her, but I'm going to vote for Bianca. And it's because of what set it over the edge is coming from a different game. And having the saber cat, having this character, the summoner adjacent or pet tame, like animal tamer adjacent character has always been kind of on our hit list. It's interesting. So I think those two things set her over the edge, and plus being a legacy beloved character for some time, helps her cause too.
Going into this, I was definitely leaning one way. Because like older game characters, sometimes they're more generic. They're just like, oh yeah, here's a list of spells. This is just what you do. Like, okay, you don't really have anything that's part of something unique. Whereas the more modern characters, especially, I really need to play more Dragon Quest games. I just don't have a lot of time, sadly. But like Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 11, two of the ones that I played the most of in Dragon Quest 3. 8 and 11 have a lot of skills that each character can go down. 8 actually has like it's a very linear skill tree. Like, looks like okay, you go in a strict line depending on which tree you're going to choose to pick out from next. But each character in 8 has 5 tracks. 11 has 4 tracks for each character. I think each character has 4. But anyways, in Sylvando has all those like unique things filled out for him. Different weapons to look at, fire lash, other things like that make him stand out as like, here's some cool unique things that we can do with this guy. Bianca, older game. I like representing a different half of the franchise, which is kind of like, hey, yeah, we've got a modern character, cool. Can we get an older one now to have that comparison? A hero, I guess technically is all of them, but Bianca, being from 5, is interesting. Yeah. But she's just a spellcaster. Until you look at Dragon Quest heroes, where we get the bow and we get Percy. And honestly, if it wasn't for the Saber Cat, I think I would go Sylvando.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
But with the Saber Cat being able to give it commands, have it come out for attacks, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And that just that gives us a whole new realm of something, a whole new archetype to build around. And I think that's great.
Yeah. Agreed.
So that's why my vote is Bianca.
Congrats, Bianca. You move on.
She moves on. We'll see you in the Tournament of Champions later in the season. Congratulations.
Yeah,
honestly,
you make a great trophy.
Yeah, Sylvando could have won against other people. We considered several different matchup potentials for Dragon Quest here. There were a lot of characters in contention from across the franchise. Jessica was very close to being one of them. Terry was also in contention. Trying to recall some of the other ones. I think Sorrow might have been on the list, but it was like a list of 20 possible characters. It was like, okay, of these 20 characters, what are the best ones to talk about, and like who could be actual
What's
good
viable?
matchups? So it's like you can't just do like you're not gonna do Yangus versus fucking Maya. That's not gonna happen.
Good to do Yangus versus the world.
The world would lose.
Yes.
But for our second matchup, we're going from Dragon Quest to Persona, which is currently represented by Joker, or depending on if you want to look at, well, depending on which name you find canon, between Ren or I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Fuck.
Bro.
No. Both the anime and the manga give them a different canon name. It's Renamamia or something else.
Morgana.
No.
Kato.
Hang on. No, I don't want that Joker, Megami Tensei Wiki. That's the wrong Joker. God damn it. Where the fuck are you? There you are. Oh, right, Akira. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Akira Kurusu is the manga name. Renamamiya is the anime name, and is also considered is the default for Persona 5 Dancing and Persona 5 X. So it's become the canon option. Not in his main game, because that's never how it works. We always get the canon name from like the anime or manga.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it's like, okay. Unlike Dragon Quest, we could do the main protagonist of other Persona games.
Yeah.
Or we could do a party member from either Persona 5, in which case it's probably going to be Crow, for reasons. Or a party member from a previous game, in which case I honestly don't know. It'd be Aegis, probably. I would put money on Aegis in that case.
Or we can do Igor.
No, if we're going to have a Velvet Room attendant, it would be Elizabeth.
There you go.
Absolutely would be Elizabeth. There is no doubt. But we opted to go with the protagonist of Persona 3 versus the protagonist of Persona 4, because that's just, a nice, clean matchup, and we've got comparisons to Joker we can do. So, Makoto Yuki, which is the canon name for a Persona 3 character, and Yu Narukami, the canon name for the Persona 4 main character. Don't argue with me, that's just how it is.
And topical, Persona 4 getting remade nowadays.
Yep. Persona 4 is getting its remake, so it'll be brought up to the same visual quality of Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5. And we got a new trailer to look at it recently, and it's like, my god. Yeah. That trailer they showed us like the Game Awards, like, it was very clear. It's like, we weren't ready to show this to you, but y'all won't shut the fuck up. Here. Boy. Yeah. Whoa, what the new trailer is such an upgrade. My god. And it looks great.
Yeah.
So
is Persona 3 the one where you shoot yourself to go into?
It sure fucking
the name
is.
Reload.
Now to clarify, each Persona 1 and 2, I don't know how they sum their personas. Those games are much older and very different. The series has a soft reboot with Persona 3. And from 3, 4, and 5, the protagonists of each game summon their personas in a different way. For Persona 3, they take the Evoker, which is what they call their special gun that does not shoot actual bullets, put it to their head, pull the trigger, because it's like they had to confront the possibility of death to bring out their power, is the whole thing with that. Persona 4, oh hey look, a floating phantasmal image of the Arcana card that represents me. Crush. Or slash, or kick, or whatever, or shoot, whatever it may be. Destroy your Arcana card, and you bring out your Persona. Persona 5, rip the mask off your face and hope you don't bleed all over the floor again.
Yep.
Dear God, the awakenings in Persona 5 are fucking brutal. Jesus.
Poor kids.
So much blood.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But these two characters, like, I feel like I think any Persona character, with rare exception, that gets out into Smash after Joker, is going to follow the format that Joker does. It's like, okay, we've got our special moves are either a skill that they could do, or we pull straight from like their actual skill list, magic and techniques that they can use. Joker, or using their weapon. Like Joker uses his gun. It's not a persona ability. He's just shooting his gun, and he's got his grappling hook that he can throw up. But he's also got Iga, which is one of his darkness skills he can do because his main persona arson is dark element or curse element. Sorry, not dark.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, and instead of like talking, these two characters, I guess before going through their skills, both of them, it's a persona tradition for 3, 4, and 5, and I'm sure we'll see the same thing with 6. Our protagonists came from somewhere else and they're moving to town. Persona 3, he comes in, had a really bad time the night of a full moon, and there's a giant monster attack. And
oh shit!
Oh yeah, nearly dies, but then he's just like, he sees the gun. He's just like, for some reason, I feel like I should put this gun to my head and say the word persona and pull the trigger. And then it ain't his main persona Orpheus that appears, which I don't think so. I don't think it's Orpheus. Instead, it's Thanatos. That's just like, hi, I'm here. You're fucked, monster. It's like, oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. But Orpheus is his main persona, and the whole theme with Persona 3 is death and having to overcome grief associated with death. He's a quieter. All Persona protagonists are quiet characters because they are your avatar self-inserts. But Makoto definitely gives off like even more than others, just like the quiet loner vibe. Partly because he's always wearing a pair of headsets so that people won't talk to him. Boy, I feel that. His persona is Orpheus, which is based off of the Greek mythological character of Orpheus, has a harp in his design, and his primary element is fire. And he uses a short sword for his attacks. Yu Narukami, on the other hand, nicknamed, largely due to the anime, as Chad Narukami, because he's just the badass of the game. He has I don't want to use the words that the kids use, but we know what I mean. He's got that presence to him.
Aura farming.
He's from a larger town, a larger city, but his parents are going on a business trip for a long term, and so he gets shipped off to live with an uncle that he's never even met in the small, sleepy town of Inaba. And oh no, murder happens. Weird murder happens. There's a body hanging across the telephone wires. That's
yucky.
Weird.
Nasty.
How did that happen?
Bad.
There's also World Inside the TV. What the fuck? Yeah. It's a murder mystery story going on, and it's really good. Honestly.
Man, it's like Channel Chasers, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Anyway. Future Timmy.
But you is more, again, he's quiet because he's a silent protagonist, but he has more of a confident air to him. And the characters kind of like flock to him. Some are a little clingy about it, and I am annoyed by them. But that's a different topic. But you, compared to Makoto, lightning element, using the persona of Izanagi from Japanese mythology. And he has, instead of like having a short sword like Makoto, he's got a big ass honking long sword. It might just be like a katana or something. I'm not sure what his weapon is officially classified as, but he is okay. It just says two-handed sword. Okay, but larger swords. Whereas Joker is daggers and gun. Every Persona 5 character has some form of gun.
He does wield a gun.
Yeah, except for Morgana, who was a slingshot.
Yeah.
But anyways. And they both have like their unique abilities. Like each of their personas has a list of default abilities that they get, and they don't tend to get very many because you're not meant to keep your main persona on your main character for very long because you're supposed to fuse and get stronger personas, so they don't tend to learn a whole lot. However, Persona 4 Arena and Arena Ultimax exists. A 2D fighting game. Makoto's not in it for reasons, but Yu is. And so he's got abilities from that can be pulled. And in that game, his persona is fighting alongside him because that's just how the gimmick of the game works. You can summon your persona to help you fight. I'm trying to pull up what abilities they both have on their main personas, and each of them also have like their personas can be upgraded into new form, which then unlocks new abilities for them. Izanagi becomes Izanagi no Okami. Orpheus becomes technically two things: Thanatos, and I think there's something else. I don't remember what it is. Orpheus Telos. I think Orpheus Telos is the other one. There's also the female main character of Persona 3, which also has like their own version of Orpheus, but it's different. Like there's male Orpheus and female Orpheus. And for Smash Brothers, we could have male Persona 3 protagonists for half the costumes and female for the other half of the costumes.
Yeah.
Hold on, what did that say about Telos? Oh, okay, yeah. Orpheus Telos is like the strict upgrade from Orpheus, and you get it by maxing out all your social links in one run of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Orpheus's abilities, by default, okay, it adds a little bit more in. Oh, that's interesting. So Agi, which is a fire attack, Bash, a strike attack, basically just hits you with the harp. Tarunda decreases the foe's attack by 25%. Assault Dive is again like a light striking damage because Persona 3 has the physical damage divided into striking, piercing, and slashing. Persona 4 and 5 is just physical moves. He also gets Dia, which is a small heal. Agi Lao is a stronger fire. And Swift Strike was a light strike attack against all foes. Then Persona Q gets weird and complicated, where it's like, hey, here's a physical attack that also has fire, so they have some things like that. And then in Persona 5, you can actually fight against both Makoto and you in special battles, where they have other things. Orpheus gets its exclusive, like, really good skill, Cadenza, that heals 50% of the entire party's HP and increases the evasion rate of the party. Miragian is a multi-target fire hit, and then you can also like boost fire attacks.
Yeah.
Izanagi, on the other hand, again, it's all about electricity. So Zio, like electrical damage. Cleave, a light physical sword slash. Rakukaja increases the ally's defense. Rakunda decreases the foe's defense. Tarukaja increases the ally's attack. And then again, like the Persona Q games include moves such like a physical attack, but is also lightning. And then in Persona 5, there's skills like there's Cross Slash, which is a heavy physical hit against the foe twice. Zionga, stronger electricity. Rising Slash, that you can interpret as a uppercut attack. Dodging skills, strong multi-target lightning, and so on.
Yeah.
And what is Izanagi? Oh, I should going back to Thanatos, his upgrade, his big upgrade for Makoto. This guy is fucking wild looking. Like this guy's a bit of a freak.
Ooh.
Where is Persona 3? Megidola, the big almighty element nuke attack to all foes. A Tempest Slash, which is heavy slash damage to one foe. Evil Smile inflicts fear. Ghastly Wail kills all foes who are currently inflicted with fear. Virus Breath can reduce all foes' current HP by 25%. And then One-Handed Sword Master, as a passive skill, increases damage by one-handed swords. Because Makoto, in base Persona 3, and I think FES maybe also, he can actually equip almost any weapon, if not all weapons.
Interesting.
He's primarily one-handed swords, and in portable and in reload, they cut him not to just being one-handed swords. But yeah, that's a thing. And then there's also Brave Blade, which is severe slash damage. Enduring Soul lets him survive to 1 HP. And he gets the Dark Element skills, Maiga On and Mamudun, which is an insta-kill. Izanagi no Okami. There's so much. So many things. Like again, Megidolan, Victory Cry, which is a passive skill that recovers full HP and MP after a successful battle. Holy fucking shit. Very, very worth it. Angelic Grace doubles evasion against all attacks except for Light Darkness and Alchemy. Mind Charge, your next magical attack is 150% strength. He's got the elemental, just all the elements: fire, ice, electric, and wind. High damage for each of those, and passive skills that buff each of those elements.
Yeah,
there's a lot there.
So, you have like the god of death versus like the fucking like celestial sun god.
Yeah. And
that's kind of nuts.
I made a moveset for both of them years ago. And wow. I did, like I said, like I used Joker's template as a base for both. Actually, I think I released them both at the same time. Like I worked on them in tandem to release them together. It just made sense. So like for Makoto, his standard special is Bash, side special is Agi, up special is Assault Dive, and down special is Rakukaja. But then when you build up your meter, he can summon out his persona Orpheus, and like with Joker, his special moves change. So Bash becomes Heat Wave, Agi becomes Agi Dine, Assault Dive becomes Hientu, and Rakukaja becomes Tarukaja. Yu Narukami, to compare, his specials normally are Cleave for standard, Zeo for side, Rising Slash for up, and Torunda for down. And then his extra skill, Truth's Reach, brings out Izanagi. And his special moves upgrade from Cleave to Cross Slash, Zeo to Zeodine, Rising Slash to Raijinzan, and Torunda to Rakunda. It just makes sense that any Persona character that has a Persona that gets added to Smash will just follow this template of, okay, we're pulling your moves, then you have a meter to summon your Persona, and then your moves upgrade for a time. It just makes sense.
Yeah. I'm assuming that the upgrades to the Personas are the Final Smashes.
What?
Like Thanatos and Izanagi no Okami.
No, that'd be the extra skill. For as far as Smash is currently concerned, it's the down special is where Smash Brothers has it.
Okay.
The Final Smash is Yu has Myriad Truths, which is a story move that gets used against the final boss, which is how you win. And then for Makoto, it's a Door of Hades, which is, I don't remember if I made that one up. No. I based that off of like the beginning cinematic of the game, with adding some. That might have been something that actually gets pulled from, but Door of Hades I think is pulled from Persona, but it's also like inspired by that opening cinematic. Yeah, it is an existing skill. It is.
Nice.
It is Thanatos' most powerful skill.
Nice. Okay. I'm just looking quickly at both your submissions.
And it's only in Persona 5. It's not actually in Persona 3. So I had to pull from Persona 5's version of Thanatos, because both Thanatos, all Persona 5 Royal and Persona 5 like added a lot of they like adding in as like DLC or pre-order bonuses the personas from party members from previous games. So like Persona 4 Revival, you can get Persona 5 characters, for example.
Nice. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I actually after all that info dump, you've been talking a lot this episode.
These are two franchises that I can talk about.
Yeah, you deserve a chocolate or something.
I would take chocolate.
Okay, well, we'll arrange something.
All right.
In the meanwhile, after all that and all that mental processing and following along, I have a light lean. I think that either of these characters would be really strong additions to Smash, and following the general template makes it easier to comprehend how they would work.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your lean then? Because like I made moves to both these characters, so obviously, like I could go either way. Like I could make an argument for either case, but I'm curious what your lean is after I just info dumped on you.
It's a shallow argument because in my mind, not knowing either of these characters well, but having a base understanding of the series and how Joker works in Smash and yada yada, and looking quickly at both of your movesets and all of this, taking into consideration, I have come to a shallow conclusion based on my base knowledge of Smash and Persona, and that is there's less of a lightning element in Smash than there is fire. So my lean is you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man. No.
I have a feeling that your element might be fire in Smash.
I don't know. I think
maybe
like whenever you think about like bending elements, I don't tend to pick fire.
Yeah.
I like I listen to like either like ice or water or wind or lightning. That's the word like I like to go for me.
Interesting. Dragoon Zantok.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Pole arms are also fun weapons.
There you go. There you
Although
go. But yeah,
I think I'm more elementally aligned with axes.
Yeah, which also makes me think of the Earth and our old friend Giat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my light lean, and it's really just for that reason. And then the thinking about like what would their personas in the broader scope of things manage to do, and thinking like, oh, Izanagi has access to all of these elements.
Yeah.
So that's where both conceptually quite interesting.
To be clear, it's Izanagi no Okami that has access to each of the elements. Base form Izanagi is just lightning. And like even though like Thanatos, I think it was Thanatos, has like access to dark magic, Makoto would be primarily using
fire.
Yeah, primarily fire because of that's what Orpheus is using. And even then, he's only using fire in 2 moves. I think it's just 2 moves because the side special, and I think the upgrade form of up special Hiento is that. Yeah, I gave some fire skills with that, and again with you, Zeo and Zeodyne for the side special, and then Raijinzan, the upgrade over Rising Slash, is also an electrical attack. That actually comes from Persona Q, a slashing attack with electricity.
Yeah,
made sense.
But then you have one-handed versus two-handed sword, then basically.
Yes. And we have a lot of sword in Smash. I think we have more one-handed swords than we have two-handed swords. And you, unlike other two-handed sword wielders, he's not really trained. He's just he's kind of swinging it around like a novice in his battling mode. He's just like, big swing. It's like, I feel like you could have that knocked out of your hands fairly easily. None of the characters have any training. Like fucking Kanji starts out with a folding chair as his weapon. He just takes shit and just hits people with it. The only one of them that actually knows how. The only 2 characters in Persona 4 that actually know how to fight are Chie, who's using martial arts primarily around kicks, and Naoto, who has a fucking gun.
Jesus.
Persona 3, it's kind of a similar thing. I mean, Mitsuru is actually trained with fencing. Akihiko is a boxer. Yukiko attends the archery club. And then there's not you, but Makoto, and Junpei, who just kind of hit stuff with swords.
And
then Ken somehow can use a spear, even though he's like 8 years old. Don't. I'm not going to deal with that right now. Shinjiro, I don't think has training. He just hits things with his axe. Koromaru is a fucking dog with a knife in its mouth.
Incredible. Let's put him in Smash.
I forgot Teddy. Teddy's weird. I'm not going to talk about Teddy.
Yeah, he's like a big bruiser.
Yeah.
With a pompadour.
If we were talking about party members from Persona 3 and 4, this would be a battle between Aigis and Teddy, because they are also the mascots of the game, and they make the most sense compared to all their other party member friends.
Yeah. Aigis and Teddy from Mother?
No. Unfortunately, it's the worst Teddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The big round thing?
Yeah. It would be a slam dunk victory for Aigis. No chance in hell, Teddy. No chance in hell. God. I guess is actually a character that could break the typical Persona character mold, considering how she works. But I don't know. I haven't made an Igus moveset. I did make an assist trophy, both her and Teddy.
Nice.
But yeah, between the two of these, yeah, like they're very very even. Makoto got some extra stuff to him with Persona 3 Reload that just added just a lot to the game in general and fleshed things out. You is going to be getting that pretty soon with Revival. But like you said, we don't have a whole lot of electricity, but we do have a good amount of fire element in Smash.
Right.
So that raises use profile a lot. I think both games are great. Both games have great on their themes. If we were able to go with like a dark, depressing death theme for like how Makoto would work, that would raise his stock to me. But
I agree.
I don't think we would get that. And so because of that, because of his vibe, because of his weapon that's a little bit less common, because of his element that's definitely less common, Narukami is also my lane.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I actually think from your kind of address, I might be interested more in the themes of 3. But that's just how it cranks out for Smash.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boodle. We darnin' doodlin' did it.
And the best part about this episode is we planned this so long ago that we had no idea Dragon Quest Show would be getting re-shown off, and we had no idea that Persona 6 and Persona 4 Revival would be getting new trailers not that long before this episode released. It's just perfect timing. How do we do this so often? What the fuck? Sometimes we do plan this. This was not planned. This episode was just on the books for this time of year. This was planned not quite a year ago, but like, what, 9 months ago, this would have been planned. It's like, god damn.
Yeah, I remember talking about this maybe September of last year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, congratulations. We became topical. Maybe this is the episode that'll finally put us over the edge.
Man, we had our chance and it just didn't happen. Sad, but it occurs that way.
Maybe we'll get our chance another day.
Maybe we'll get our chance another day.
Today is that day.
No.
We'll technically have our chance again during the next cycle of Smash reveals.
True.
Yeah.
That'll be, it's then or nothing. It's then or we're just never gonna happen.
Then or MR7.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna cover Smash 9.
That's so far away. Moving on, so we can end the show. That is it for this episode of Smash or Dash. Bianca, Whitaker, and Narukami will be moving on to the Tournament of Champions at the end of the season. There is some interesting competition this year. I have no idea how this one's going to go. There are definitely several characters that could take it, and there's a few characters that I don't think will. But there's still several episodes of Smash Dash left this season. 4 more, because this is a longer season because for reasons. And we'll see how it goes at the end. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah. That's all for today. Next time, it's going to be another on-topic episode where we are talking about the current state of representation for retro characters. What it means to be a retro character. Is GameCube retro now? I don't know. Yeah. We'll talk about it and more. See you all then.
This episode didn't blow. Unlike Elephant Mario here.
Bye, everyone.